concerns that we have been seeing through the COVID-19 crisis that we're in. Welcome, Kristen.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
What are some of the concerns that you're hearing from residents and people that you're helping work through this crisis?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think generally speaking, people are concerned about the unknown. There's a lot of uncertainty about how long this situation is going to last. Do they have enough goods and supplies? How are they and their family really going to navigate the issues that have come up and maintain some normalcy in their lives? I think that those are the big things.
So with those, what are maybe like 3 things that people could do to help keep calm during this time and help calm those anxieties that they're experiencing?
Yeah, I think a lot of things that people can do are actually pretty straightforward and can be intuitive. I think that maintaining your health, maintaining good hygiene, exercising, eating right, getting enough sleep at night, those things all seem very intuitive, but they actually can be really, really helpful to people. Maintaining a routine, things like meditating, going outside, getting some fresh air, of course under the advisory of your doctor, depending on your circumstance. But all of those things can be really helpful to maintaining people's positive outlook and good mental health.
With schools being out and the lack of potential anxiety about lack of structure, what do you suggest some parents can do or talk with their kids about or handle how to deal with their anxieties around that?
Yeah, that's also a really good question. So I think first and foremost, parents are role models. They do a really good job, they have the potential to do a really good job of helping their kids through this time. It is very anxiety provoking. Being honest and factual with kids can be really helpful, of course, within the bounds of their limit of understanding. Depending on how old they are, and each kid is individual. So knowing them and knowing what they can tolerate is really helpful. I think that families can also try to help their kids understand what's going on by way of valid resources. So finding out what's going on from the Centers for Disease Control or the World Health Organization. So finding credible sources for their information to be able to explain to their kids what's going on and clarify if their kids have any questions. And then also I think a big part is everyone's at home together, which can be stressful. So maybe coming up with a routine or some way to cooperate with your family to be more understanding and appreciative of everyone's feelings and how things are going in your household can really be helpful.
I think one thing too to remember with that is it's okay to want to be in a separate room. Like, you don't have to always be in the same area with everyone all the time. It's okay to still take your personal time and be in your separate area. One great resource we have around here in Needham is our Youth and Family Services connection that we have, and they have great resources, and we will list that information when we post this video. Another thing that we'd like to touch on is we know kids want to be social, and right now we're telling everybody social distancing, and that is something that we do need to take serious. How can we kind of help children realize that they can't go see their children or their friends because this is a serious situation?
Yeah, that's really tough. I know for a while there's been talk about whether screen time is good for kids and how can that be helpful. In a time like this, it is really helpful because unfortunately kids aren't going to be able to see their friends in person right now. But coming up with creative ways to go about making those connections for your kids, such as FaceTime, or I know Zoom conferences and Zoom calls are really popular right now, or just an old-fashioned phone call. I think right now that those things are really what we can rely on to help our kids connect with one another and support each other.
Thank you. We also have a large group of elderly residents, as we know, here in Needham, and we love them dearly. We know that this is a high anxiety time because they tend to be in the high-risk group. What are some resources you think are best for our senior citizens that we can help them through at this time?
Sure. I would say first and foremost, the Council on Aging is doing a really great job of supporting our residents in Needham. We have 3 social workers on our staff and a bunch of other people there that are wanting to support Needham's older adults. So I would really say that's a good start. I mean, that could be a door or a gateway to resources such as providing people with food, access to groceries, medications, social connection. Speaking as for myself as a social worker, I make a lot of phone calls to people to check in with them, to provide them with a human connection, even if I can't see them in person. So I think there are a lot of connections to tangible goods through the senior center. And if you have a concern and you're not really sure if we might be able to help, please call anyway. I think that we have access to a lot of resources that people might not know about. So we are a good kind of person out in front to help navigate that with people. So, yeah.
And they will even help you navigate how to use the computer as best as they can from the phone, right? So if you want to use those video conferences and chats to keep in touch with your family, they can potentially help you with that as well. So don't be afraid of new technology at this time. We can work it through.
That's a good point. And speaking of that, we actually have, so Aisha Kelly is our program director at the Council on Aging Senior Center. And she's been great about sending out like daily updates via email with not only information, but really fun like videos and messages from other participants. So it's a great way to connect people to what's going on and help them feel like they're still part of the senior center, even if we can't be there, physically. So please, I'm happy to connect people with that list as well.
Thank you. We have some great resources out here in Needham, and we're trying to get those out to people and push those out to people. So please don't be afraid to reach out, whether it's from youth or family, from the health department, from the center at the Heights. We're all trying to make a presence and make sure that we're keeping our residents safe and healthy. Thank you for coming. Do you have any last words you'd like to talk about or anything more you'd like to give?
Sure. I think overall, people really tend to underestimate their ability to cope with situations like this, and it is a very stressful time. But there are a lot of things that people can do to take care of themselves, and this is an opportunity for us to come together as a community to really show our kindness and generosity. And there are ways to help other people and connect with people, despite what's going on right now. And I think people will hopefully find that really reassuring. So I think people are a lot stronger than sometimes they give themselves credit for. But like I said, you're also welcome to reach out to me with any questions. Again, my name is Kristen Lindley. I'm one of the social workers at the Council on Aging. And please give me a call. I'm here for you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe.